Well, the New York City Rent Guidelines Board meets this Thursday. Then on May 7th, there is a preliminary vote on rent adjustments. And then the final decision is set for late June. We are right on the doorstep of what could be the most consequential rent decision in a decade, as Mayor Mamdani stacked the Rent Guidelines Board with 6 of his own appointees.
Joining us now for more on this is Jason Haber, licensed real estate associate broker with Compass Real Estate. Jason, great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
You too. Thanks for having me.
So we're at that 100 mark, 100 days in office of Mayor Mamdani, and his big campaign promise was rent freeze. So
right.
How much pressure is he under to deliver?
Well, everyone knows the slogan, freeze the rent, right? We heard it all last summer and fall, and now he has a chance to deliver that. The question is, he really ran on affordability, and that was why he won the election, because the New Yorkers felt he could deliver on affordability. Is this delivering on affordability, or is this really something else? Is this slow motion destruction of supply cosplaying as an affordability solution, which is what I think will happen.
So when you talk about affordability, obviously we know the rent prices just keep going up. People find it unmanageable.
Yes.
And when you say freeze the rent, that sounds great to a lot of people. But tell us why this could hurt them in the future.
Okay. So if you're a rent-stabilized tenant, there's about 1 million or so apartments, about 2.5 million New Yorkers that this directly impacts. Freeze the rent sounds great, but what happens when your elevator's frozen between floors? What happens when there's a vacant apartment and there's no money to renovate it? What happens when your fuel costs go up and there's no money to pay that? The buildings fall into disrepair. And what happens is we end up having less supply, which drives up rents for all New Yorkers. And for those that are in these buildings, it drives down the services and the quality of the buildings. They fall into receivership. They become dilapidated. Our housing stock is crumbling. And we're only it's going to get worse and worse.
And what does this do to the small business owners? The landlords?
Well, so for landlords of all different sizes, this forces them to make very tough decisions. Because if I told you, well, you could be a reporter, but you're going to lose money every day on the job. Like, why would a landlord do that? And for a lot of these small owners, they cannot afford these numbers. You're talking about high increases in fuel costs, in insurance costs that they have to pay. And if they can't make these costs work, the buildings fall apart because there's no money to keep them updated.
Let's talk about the other side of this, though, because you're making it obviously very clear, very good argument, but you have 6 out of 9 people that are listening to what you're saying, and they're like, we don't believe that's true. Here's our evidence to show that this is beneficial to people.
Right.
What does that look like?
Well, so first of all, everyone on the Rent Guidelines Board, all 9 of them, they have to look at the data. That's what their mandate is, not to listen to or to be beholden to the mayor.
Yeah.
So if you look at the data dispassionately, what some people say is, well, the NOI is up for landlords, so we can increase the rents. First of all, NOI stands for net operating income, and it doesn't include things like debt service, which is a mortgage. And it doesn't break out rent-stabilized apartments that are in only rent-stabilized buildings. There are some buildings that have a mixture of rent-stabilized and free market. As you get more and more of the building percentage-wise is occupied by stabilized tenants, guess what? The net income goes all the way down to well below inflation. And the problem right now is that's going to get a heck of a lot worse if we continue on this path and freeze the rents instead of working more on increasing supply, which is the way forward for this city if we want to ease the rental burdens.
So you're saying they're missing the data to look at then?
Yeah, I mean, they're misinterpreting the data entirely. NOI is not profit. It's net operating income. When you add in debt service, they're losing money. It's very clear.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the vote on Thursday and then a final vote in June.
Final vote in June.
Okay. All right. Jason Haber, thanks for breaking that down.
You got it.